It is 3 o'clock in the morning. Your eyes open. Nothing's wrong, and yet you're wide awake. Heart going, mind already running. And the harder you try to fall back asleep, the further away sleep gets. Notice what this is. This is not a trouble falling asleep. It is trouble staying asleep. The 3 a.m. wake up. This is one of the most common things I hear in my office, and I want to assure you of something right away. This is not random. At that exact hour, your body is doing something specific. Today I want to show you the real reason you keep waking in the middle of the night and what you can do about it without medication. I'm Dr. Jingduan Yang. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist, integrative medicine physician, and fifth generation of Chinese medicine practitioner. And I have been treating patients for more than 30 years through both Western and Eastern medicine. Let me describe someone I call Linda. Linda is 48, capable, dependable, the one everyone else relies on. Falling asleep is not her problem. By 10 o'clock, she is exhausted and she drops off easily. But then at 3 in the morning, like clockwork, her eyes open and her mind switches on. Tomorrow's to-do list, a conversation from last week, a worry about her kids. She lies there for an hour, watching the clock, doing the math on how little sleep she's going to get. By morning, she's not rested, she's stressed. She had been told the usual thing, it's just stress, you're just getting older, drink less coffee, try some melatonin. But when I look at Linda through the ACEs framework, I did not see one problem. I saw 4 systems, all waking her at the same hour. Let's start with the first layer of ACEs, anatomy, the physical body. Here's the key idea. Sleep is not an off switch. It's an active staged process. And the second half of the night is naturally lighter and more fragile than the first. Now let me tell you about a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your wake-up hormone produced by adrenal gland. It is supposed to be at its very lowest around midnight, and then it starts climbing between 2 and 3 in the morning, building towards a peak that gets you out of bed. In fact, in the half hour after you wake, cortisol surges by anywhere from 38 to 75%. That is normal. This is how your body designed. In a calm body, that small early rise goes completely unnoticed. You sleep right through it. But in a stressed body, it arrives earlier, and it arrives steeper, and that is what keeps you awake. There is a second trigger, and it is one most people have never heard of, blood sugar. All night long, your liver releases stored sugar to keep your blood sugar steady. But if it dips too low around 3 a.m., your body has a rescue plan. It releases cortisol and adrenaline to push that sugar back up. And those are the exact same hormones that wake you up. This is why some people sleep right through after a small protein snack in the evening. And it is why heavy alcohol or sugar before bed tend to make 3 a.m. so much worse. So let me clear up the first myth. Waking at night means I have insomnia. Something's wrong with me. Waking briefly in the night is completely normal. The problem is not the waking. The problem is the alarm system switching fully on and not letting you back down. Now let's go one layer deeper into chemistry. The moment you're awake and frustrated, your body floods with stress chemistry. And stress chemistry is the exact opposite of sleep chemistry. Let me tell you about your brain's off switch. It is a calming neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA. GABA is what quiets the brain down for sleep. But the chronic stress and certain nutrient shortfalls leaves you with less of it available. Here's where one mineral matters more than people realize: magnesium. Magnesium helps your GABA system work. It is the same calming pathway the prescription sleep aids target, just far gentler. In a 2025 trial of 155 adults, magnesium significantly reduced the severity of insomnia within 4 weeks compared to placebo. And the benefits were strongest in people who are already depleted. There is also some early evidence on glycine. A small amount before bed can lower your core body temperature, which is one of the signals that helps you drift off. I want to be clear though, these are individual and adjunctive. They are not a prescription from a video. And you can hear the cycle in all of this. Stress burns through your calming chemistry. Less calming chemistry leaves the brain more reactive. A more reactive brain wakes you at 3 a.m. and then you lie there stressed about not sleeping, which burns even more. So here's the second myth to put down. I should be able to think my way back to sleep. Once the chemistry has shifted, trying harder is itself a stressor. Effort is the enemy of sleep. Sometimes just lying there, relax, is good enough. The more you're trying to go back to sleep, the more anxious you become. The third layer of ACEs is energy. The most disruptive factor to the energy balance is emotional distress. In my practice, we sometimes map the brain with a tool called QEEG, a quantitative EEG, a kind of a brain map. It compares your brainwave activity to thousands of healthy brains. Chronic emotional distress definitely have an impact on your QEEG. In people who wake and cannot settle, we often see the same thing. Too much fast, high-frequency activity. A brain stuck in scanning mode, even at night. This is not just a busy mind. It is a real state called hyperarousal, a brain that has forgotten how to power down. And here's the hopeful part. The brain can be retrained. In controlled studies, a form of training called neurofeedback, usually somewhere between 8 and 20 sessions, improved both measured sleep and how rested people actually felt, with benefits lasting up to 6 months. I want to be honest and call this promising and adjunctive, not a guaranteed cure. But it is real and it is hopeful. Now, classic Chinese medicine mapped this very hour thousands of years ago. In that tradition, there is a body clock, and it assigns the hours of 1 to 3 in the morning to the liver. That is the time the body is meant to be in deep rest, while the liver stores the blood and lets body's energy, your qi, flow freely. So when someone wakes constantly in that window, it is classically read as a liver qi stagnation tied to stress, particularly to suppressed frustration and disappointment, depression, resentment, and anger. Two traditions, two languages, but they're describing the same thing. A system that should be resting is still running. And now the deepest layer of ACEs, the soul, the spirit. The 3 a.m. mind is a particular kind of mind. The same problem you would shrug off at noon feels unsolvable at 3 in the morning. Darker, heavier, more final. And over weeks and months, broken lights wearing away at something deeper than rest. They wear away at trust. Trust that your body can sleep. Trust that tomorrow is manageable. And slowly, you begin to dread the bed itself. Listen to the cruelty of that spiral. The dread of not sleeping becomes the very arousal that prevents sleep. The bedroom stops being a place for rest and becomes a place of performance. Because at the deepest level, sleep is an act of trust. It is letting go of the day and believing it is safe too. Chronic night waking quietly takes that trust away. So now you can see why this AM is so hard to fix with one thing. It lives on all 4 layers of ACEs at once: anatomy, the adrenal glands, chemistry, the blood sugar, the calming hormones, and the energy, the overdriven brain, the liver hour, and the soul, the slow loss of trust in rest. A sleeping pill might quiet the brain for a night, but it ignores the depleted chemistry and overdriven nerve system underneath. So here is the third myth to put down. There's one fix, the right pill or the right supplement. Let me tell you what a whole person approach actually looks like. We study the anatomy, the stress hormones, the body sugar, and timing of your sleep. We replenish the chemistry the stress has drained. We retrain the energy out of overdrive with QEEG brain mapping, neurofeedback, acupuncture, and breathe. And we rebuild the soul layer, the trust, the calm, the healthy relationship with rest self, any emotional distress, fear, anger in particular. Now I want to be honest with you. There is no magic switch. Sleep is rebuilt, not forced. But when you work on all 4 layers together, real and lasting change is possible. I see it every week. And here is why this matters so much. Sleep is the foundation of resilience. You cannot be steady and clear and strong on a body that never fully rests. Fixing your nights is how you rebuild your days. If you have been waking at 3 a.m. for months and nothing has worked, this is exactly kind of a whole person puzzle we solve at Young Institute and Northern Medical Center, including QEEG brain mapping to see what your sleep system is actually doing. The link is below. And if you saw yourself in Linda, please hear me. You're not broken. Your system has simply learned a pattern, and patterns can change. Share this with someone whose mind won't rest at 3 a.m. and tell me in the comment, what time do you wake up? I read everyone. If you like these deep dives into symptoms and conditions, consider following me on Substack, where every week I explain them through the ACEs medical model. I'm Dr. Jingduan Yang, and this is what it looks like to treat the whole person, not just a symptom. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you next time.